Thank you for joining me again for Amazon Sellers Breaking News. I'm CJ Rosenbaum, one of the founding partners of Rosenbaum Familaro, the law firm behind AmazonSellersLawyer.com, the largest depository of information in the world for Amazon sellers. First breaking news story, utility patent complaints being used to identify sellers' personal information. Now, there's a bit of a flaw in Amazon's intellectual property rights system when you are reporting a utility patent violation. You can put the complaint through without going through the neutral evaluator program, and in response, Amazon sends you the seller's email address. Those email addresses can then be used to not only send you C&D letters, but also to identify your personal information. So at this point, I don't have a good mechanism for you to protect yourself. I just want you to be aware that this is increasing and that there is a flaw in the system, and people are using this flaw to identify sellers' personal information. Second breaking news story of the day, an increase in intellectual property right complaints. Yesterday I reported to you how Toyota and other car manufacturers were making complaints, and Audi and Volkswagen had even started litigation. Today what I want to talk about is a dramatic increase in people with no intellectual property right complaints making false complaints against sellers. They're usually pretty easy to spot. If it's from a Yahoo or a Gmail account, it's generally not the brand, because the brand protection people have branded email addresses. Also, if it's a QQ, then it's usually a complaint from somebody in China, or a Sino, S-I-N-O, it's someone from China. Those complaints are usually baseless, but we are seeing a dramatic increase in the number of fake complaints. Okay, another thing I want to talk about today, and this is really good news, it is an increase in the use of holding companies for private label sellers to use to have their private label intellectual property rights in. That was a mouthful. Here's what I think people should do, is you create a separate company for your private label intellectual property rights, to hold your design patents, to own your trademarks. And then what you do with those companies is you license to your own Amazon account business the right to use your trademark. Now, why would you want to do this? Number one, when you have to make a complaint against a hijacker, you're doing it from a company that has no contract with Amazon. That company is not beholden to Amazon at all. Also, it would allow you to issue authorization letters not only to your own accounts, but to future accounts you may open, or to other sellers you may want to sell your products. So what I'm looking for and what I'm recommending to people now is, as you develop your private label brands, to create a separate corporate entity solely to own those intellectual property rights. Okay, fourth breaking news story of the today, Trademark and USPTO office actions. We are seeing an increase in office actions, which are rejections by the USPTO of trademark applications. Now, just like the USPTO issues a lot of invalid patents, they also reject a lot of application for trademarks that they should approve. If you have this issue, it's not rocket science. We can help walk you through the issue, or you can hire us to handle your office action or to file for your trademark, but we have seen an increase in the USPTO issuing office actions. We are also seeing, and this is the fifth news story of the day, an increase of trademark complaints against sellers who are unbundling products. You buy a product that is 100% genuine, and then you break it down and sell the units individually. Now, there's still a boatload of money to be made. There are thousands and tens of thousands of sellers doing this successfully all over the world. But it does open you up to a trademark violation, because when you unbundle products, you are no longer under the protection of the first sale doctrine, at least arguably. So those are the 5 news stories of the day. But I also want to use this news story, today's breaking news, to announce that over the summer we're going to be producing a program that is just for good news for sellers, and I'm doing it with my 7-year-old Max Rosenbaum. Welcome to the Amazon world. And also my daughter, Samantha. Some of you have met her because she speaks at events. She spoke at Global Sources, teaching sellers how to sell to Generation Z through eco-friendly products. Samantha, congratulations on your perfect score on the biology SAT in 800 out of 800. And also Samantha will be speaking at IRC in Las Vegas on July 28th and 29th. So to sellers out there, thank you for watching Amazon Sellers News. Good luck selling over the weekend, and please tune in every day for breaking news for Amazon sellers so that we can share the knowledge that we get by speaking with hundreds of sellers and helping thousands of sellers every year, and so you can make good business decisions with the latest and greatest information available. Thank you again and have a great weekend.